my struggles and my gain. Every time I fall, Father God make me rise again. Them don't know my heart, them backbite and them grudgeful and them what tear me apart. Them don't know my life, them don't know my fight. Father God bless me, now I can testify. And let me tell you about life. Every time that I fall, God pick me up, hey. And let me tell you about life. Every time that I stumble, God pick me up.
Hey, Melissa.
So never give up. If you lost your car, lost your job, never give up. On the street with no food to eat, you never give up. Just pray to Father God and never give up. And let me tell you about life. So many mothers cry, so many people die. Is either by the gun or viruses, to ask me why. Just looking at the mirror, you stop live a lie. The cocaine that you take is just a temporary high. But them don't know your life, them don't know your fight. Father God bless you, hey, and let me tell you about life.
Ah, that's right. Love life. That's the code. That is what we're preaching. Love, unity. You know, it's about, you know, motivating people, inspiring people. I want to say big shouts to all the people on the live now. Go invite your friends now on the live. I want to say big shouts to Playmakers Entertainment. That's right. Big up to Playmakers Entertainment. They're responsible for doing our graphics. So when you see the nice graphics with the artists, these guys are responsible for that. Big shouts to Jalen and the team. Alright, so it's a beautiful Wednesday. Yours truly RKG. I seen my good friend Raymond Paris celebrated his birthday sometime. I beg him up on radio. I ain't get no invitation for no drink. I never go. It's a long time I ain't see. But big shouts to Raymond Paris. Big shouts to everybody on the live. Go share the live tonight. It's a very important night. Tonight we have Bass. Bass is actually back from New York. Remember the last time we did the live, Bass was out there in New York. I guess shopping, you know, networking. He's an artist himself, so he's doing his thing. So big shouts to Bass. But Bass is back today. And I heard he brought some gifts too. I don't know if I get you if you buy a gift for me, you know what I mean? It's them a bridging from a long time. So it's gonna be a great night tonight. We have Kevin Lytyle on the live tonight. So Bass, feel free to join me anytime on the live. Let me send Bass a little invite here to make sure he's inside with us on the live, right? Have international artist, superstar Kevin Lytyle on the live tonight. And we're gonna get up close and personal with Kevin Lytyle. With artist Bass.
Yo, what's up, man?
You inside?
Yeah, boy, back inside.
What you drinking?
Water, usual. I don't play.
Johnny, usual.
Okay, what is that? Johnny and Juice?
Johnny and Juice.
Johnny and Juice by JJ, boy.
Yeah. Johnny and Juice on the live. I get a little sticking for me. I know what's going on your end. My bars are up. I don't know where you're located. You know, I get a little sticking from you. Look a little pixelated. So I guess, I don't know if you want to come out and come back in or fix the internet. Right? So be sticking a little bit. Let me know if you guys hear me loud and clear. I want to make sure you all hear me clear. All right.
My bar's looking good. I mean, I ain't pay my phone bill yet because I just came back in the country today, so I don't know if they want to cut me. It's due on the 3rd, you know. But, you know,
boy.
I go tell you.
Boy. So I see at that time outside, boy. It looked real cool too.
Yeah.
It was cool outside there.
Yeah, it was the fall, what we call the fall, just before the winter, where it's nice and, you know, chilly. I love that weather. Nice weather. We get up on my jacket. Big up to Kieran K, who gave me a nice little suit a few months back. You know what I mean? It was too hot to wear in Trinidad, but it came just in handy for the weather over there.
Mm. Yeah. So people are saying they're hearing me clear bass. They're saying you're breaking up for whatever reason.
I'm breaking up,
maybe
boy?
because you didn't pay a bill.
Yeah, no. All right, let me try. Let me think. Yeah, am I better now? Any better? Any better?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you better. I hear you better.
Maybe
I hear you better now.
Yeah.
Right? You're sticking. For some reason, you're sticking.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
You're sticking. Where you're close to there. You're close there. Your Wi-Fi. Your box.
Now far from the box, boy. But I usually hear the box is usually the same place.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, let me go out and come back in. Let me go out and come back in.
Yeah, go out and come back in. Before bringing Kevin, I want to make sure everything good.
Yeah.
No? All right. So we're just checking out to check back in. For some reason, experiencing some little Wi-Fi issue. I eating some cake here. I know. Eating some. I'm not a big fan of cake, but you know, I was offered, so I didn't wanna. I really didn't want to pass the cake, right? So Bass is gonna rejoin me in a minute. We're gonna be with up close and personal, talking up close and personal with the man himself, Kevin Lytyle. Tonight on the live, he's gonna join us shortly. I wanna say big shout to Chiny on the live. I'm seeing Kevin on the live already. So Kevin, we're gonna join with you all shortly. I'm just waiting on Bass here to rejoin us with on the live. He was getting some little internet issues earlier on. So Bass is gonna join us. In the meantime, you know, on the live, go invite your friends, invite your friends, invite your friends, invite your friends. You know we do it. Today was a fantastic day. Big up to Super Hype. I've seen Super Hype. All right, so Bass is coming back on. Nice. Tell me, let me see. Let's see how you looking on the live now.
Right, should be better now.
All right, much better.
Nice. That's the actual data. Yeah. Cool.
Much better. I don't know, maybe you really didn't pay a bill.
No,
I
paid my bill yet. But no, it's not that.
All right, how things with you otherwise?
Yeah, everything cool, man. The little trip was nice. You know, it's always good to take a little fly out, you know, recoup, come back. It was nice to see people out there, you know, people out there living, you know. So it's good, but I went a little
you feel you might get a little blind, you see the bars open back and people are, you know, people are getting a little leave, you know.
Yeah, well, that is with the safe zone and thing. It's the best we could do for now. You know, a lot of people are still crying the segregation. You know, the vaccinated, unvaccinated kind of thing. But I mean, even outside there, you have to show your vaccination to enter certain places. You know.
Right.
It's just as what it is. That's how the world is now. We just had to rule with it, rock with it. So it's just you know, see what's next. But I really do hope that things get back to some kind of thing, boy, because this locking the house thing, I ain't working, boy.
We have an international artist on the live. Introduce him now, man.
Yeah, boy. Well, last week, if for those of you who watched the live last week, we got a lot of you know, reviews about the live last week. We was talking to Peter C. Lewis and MX Prime, and we were talking about, you know, with all different things, especially in soca. And I for once mentioned that after all these years, I went out to end up, because when I go there, I love to go to all different kinds of clubs. You know, I mean, not just do the, you know, the Caribbean thing and the Brooklyn thing. You know, I go in Manhattan. I go in EDM clubs, I go in hip hop and R&B clubs. And after all these years, you go in these clubs, these all American clubs, and the DJs, if they have to pull what we would know as a soca or Caribbean song, they would still pull Kevin Lytyle, Turn Me On, or even Rupees, Tempted to Touch after all these years. You know, and just, you know, just want to know why. Well, you know, just, is it that those DJs are not doing the research? Is it, you know, they don't really care? What is it? Why? You know,
where's the issue?
Yeah.
I mean, even I know the last time I've been to New York, when a DJ pull for soca, they pull for the Rupee, or they pull for the Kevin Lytyle over the years. You know, I mean, and here we're not talking the soca fest here, we're talking mainstream.
Yeah.
You know?
Now that there are some mainstream DJs who would, you know, spread their wings a little bit. A couple of them, but when we talking about in the real clubbing atmosphere, I mean, for example, I heard all the new Afrobeats. I heard all the new reggaeton, the dembow,
kilometer,
everything, the essence, everything. From every other genre, I heard new music. But from the soca, all I heard was Kevin Lytyle. You know? Straight.
I want to talk to Kevin a little bit about his journey to, I mean, getting that kind of, you know, that kind of accomplishment as an artist over the years, and it's one of those songs, you know, any part of the world, you can turn me on. You know, man, it's like hearing it for the first time. You know, it's like hearing it for the first time. So I'm gonna try to see if I get Kevin on the live. Kevin, he was actually on a minute. All right, so send him back the request. All right, so I just sent him a request there. Yeah, he was on the live just now there. All right, nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Bass, I think Bass, you should do the introduction.
Well, this man needs no introduction. You know them song from 19 long. He's a native of St. Vincent, a son of the soil, Caribbean. I mean, when it comes to international, this man is international. There's not a country that he hasn't touched, right? There's not a person in the world, the planet, that doesn't know this song. From 1901, from now, it's still playing today as one of the top soca songs ever in the world. Introducing big Kevin Lytyle.
Yeah, man. Hey, inside. We inside. Good night, guys. How you doing?
We good, man. We good, man.
To you.
Thank you for coming on, man. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man. You're welcome. Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, man. I appreciate it.
Kevin, you drinking anything tonight, or you just relaxing?
Boy, it's been one of them days, and I should be drinking something, but I have to get from here and go get it and come back. I like wine, you know. I like a glass of red wine. I just drink wine.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not a big drinker, you know. I've never been a big drinker, but you know, I'm a social drinker. I drink some wine and things.
Yes,
keep the blood pressure under control, you know.
Nice one. Beautiful. All right.
Yeah, man.
Now, Kevin, tonight it's on the live. Yours truly, RKG and Bass tonight. First of all, I want to thank you for your time, because artists like you, I just want to thank you for your time. You know, sharing time here on the live with us tonight. This is something that we started recently, where we get up close and personal with the artists. We want to know. I mean, a lot of time people listen to the music, and a lot of times people don't know the background of the artists, where they came from, how they started their journey in music. And also, you would have been one of those artists that has inspired many over the years. You know what I mean? People who are on the live right now, feel free to go share the live. So this evening, we want to start from groundation with Kevin Lytyle. From the start,
who is Kevin Lytyle?
Well, you know, I'm from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, born and raised. I'm an only child, raised by my mom, grandmother, great-grandmother. And music has always been my passion growing up. You know, I always love to imitate everybody I hear on the radio. And, you know, just I was just always into music, singing Michael Jackson, singing all these big stars songs and stuff. And then, you know, I got into high school, get a little older, my voice cracked. So I went through a whole kind of learning phase of relearning how to use my voice in certain ranges and stuff like that. And got a lot of great influences coming up. I was a part of a boy group called Suede at the time, because in those days, Boys to Men was popular. They were the thing, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I really got my kind of, what should I say, big introduction to the stage, on a kind of like me being independent and creative and expanding myself outside of who I know, because I was performing before with a lot of my group. I had like a dance group I was in, and I was performing before with them, but I didn't venture out of that crew. So I started venturing in school and talking to my friends, forming groups, getting on stage with them, and that gave me even more wider expanse of experience in the music industry itself, or the industry of music generally, as much as it could be for an island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And then, you know, as I got older, I got to like 18 years of age, and I was scouted by Black Sand, which was a real popular band back in the day in St. Vincent. I don't know if you guys heard of Black Sand.
Black Sand, yeah.
Yeah, man. Black Sand was the first band that I worked with officially that had some sort of name in the region. And I stayed with them for like a year, and then I worked with Signal. And then after a while, I got tired of the band thing because the pay wasn't good. You know, you get a little, you go up on stage and the owner of the band make all the money, and you get a little $50.
You get it small. You get it small.
You get a little $50. But the good thing it was in any currency you perform in. If you perform in Canada, you get $50 Canadian. If you perform in the US, you get 50. You know what I mean? But you know, a little 50 easy for job. Sometimes these bands back in those days, remember, man used to jam for like 3-4 hours live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember them days?
You're wet.
When I come on stage, you're wet. Brother, your host or not, you're going, sometimes a man jam from 1 in the morning until 6 in the morning. Ram up a whole party. You understand? And then when you come out, you still get $50.
Wait.
Yeah, boy. Damn, boy. You're wicked. That's wickedness, boy.
You're wicked, boy.
Yeah, but you know, I was a newbie, so that's what they was paying me, but it wasn't much better when you're older. You're getting like $100 or $200 a 150. You know? I mean, that's big money probably for them back in the day, but you know, the way I was thinking and what my dream was, this was like, yo, this is slavery. You know, because you ain't getting no good living condition when you go to perform. The hotel and them ain't nice. It's like you have to stay in some broken down house for somebody give you like a room somewhere. All of you in bunk bed, some sleeping on the ground. Okay, so you know, I kind of got disillusioned with the whole band thing because of that, and I say, you know what, I want more than that, so I started working solo. You know, I started writing my own songs and performing them and putting them out, paying me money and thing. And
what was the age? What was the age at that time, Kevin?
I was around 19 or 20 years of age because 20 years, and I basically had started working at the Customs and Excise Department in St. Vincent as a customs officer. You know, so from like 18 to 20, I was with these bands back and forth, and I was like, yo, man, this ain't really working for me, you know. So I got the money from the customs, and I started, you know, spending a little money here and there to record. Yeah. And then the first year it didn't work out too good, so I skipped a year. And then a man inside a customs there, a man I always was big up named Abijah from St. Vincent. He was one of the senior officers at the time. He was like a 3-star or three stripe officer. But he was a big Calypsonian on the island. And the man tell me, yo, bro, them songs you recorded some. He said, well, the first year, he said, you recorded some songs some years ago, like year before also, right? I said, yeah. He said, yo, you did song good on the song, and them they did it right good and everything. I didn't like the song on them. He said, you just need to find somebody good for record them. You need to go to a better studio. So I say, well, wait. If a man like he noticing my music, that means I was doing something good. You know what I mean? They call it Sonian. Yeah, you know, I didn't even really know. And the first time that it clicked to me, well, yo, man said my writing was good and rare, you know. So I said, well, okay. So I go back the year, and I wrote Turn Me On. And I wrote a song called She Got the Wine. And Turn Me On, as you know, is an interpolation because I was looking at people like Sanchez and even Madzart, who's on Turn Me On. The year before, he was with Black Sun, and he had a song where he took tongue song for Cisco. And they, let we mash down tongue. Let me see the flag then. Okay. Let me see the round then. You know, so I said, boy, well, let me take R&B. I like R&B. Let me take this R&B song I just always sing and rewrite it and make this song called Turn Me On. But the song I take was a popular
your song was an interpolation from 112. Was 112? Was it 112?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I was like, let me see.
that particular song from 112, it wasn't as popular as Turn Me On.
But that's
No, of course not. No.
That is what I was getting to in a way. I was saying that the song that I picked from the group that I like was not a popular song. It was just a song on the album that was just really nice to me. And I just was like, yo, I'm going to take this song, change it up, and create this soca record out of it. Because I could sing. This is my, this is what I do. I ain't really a chanter, per se, although I can chant. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, yo, let me do this. So I did that, and I did the other one where I chanted, where I was doing a kind of voice like Shaggy, who I'm a big fan of, because I used to do Boombastic every weekend at a place called Harborview. Everybody used to wait for me to perform Boombastic every night to start the party after the karaoke done. Right? So I was doing that kind of voice. So I was like, yo, let me do a soca song with that voice too, so I cover all the bases, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so said, so down I put out the 2 songs, but the soca one, that was real crazy. People like, well, we don't say enough for that. When they heard Turn Me On, it was like, whoa, it was a whole different thing. So, and right there, that influence that Abijah put on me turned into something really big, Turn Me On took off, and it's just been a crazy ride since then.
Kevin, I want to go back. I want to go back for the listeners. For people who view us, I want to go back for now. That song, Turn Me On, is not one of those normal songs. It's one of those songs that resonated with people on a whole different level. Even today, when you hear Turn Me On, it sounds new. It sounds like it just came out yesterday, right? Tell us about that actual experience going in the studio and recording the process of that particular song.
Well, it's a funny story, When I go in the studio, the producer, Adrian Bailey from St. Vincent, he was the leader, band leader for Black Sand. And he had his own studios and stuff. So I walk with my money and I show up, I have my money now. I walk in, you know what I'm saying? I think I had some checks or whatever, and I had my money, and a man was in there trying to give me a talk, and he'll call my name, he was trying to give me talks. Because the same guy that run in the studio and is the producer, he have a high-pitched voice too. So the man was in there telling me why go with this high-pitched thing, how I want to try something like Adrian, and all right? So I get back so I say, yo, listen, man. And this is reality. This is exactly what I'm going to say. Yo, man, I pull out my money on my pocket and say, Adrian, boy, I have my money in there. This man inside is stressing me out, so I pay him for this. So he threw him out the studio. And we start to work on the song, and Adrian, he's one of the best pianists in the Caribbean. He's a very creative guy, extremely brilliant on the keys. He was the keyboardist for Black Sand and the band leader. And he just said, I told him, listen, I want to take this song and make it like a raga, soca, dancehall, crossover kind of thing. So I wanted that punani rhythm kind of tum 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 tum.
That's where the keys came in. That's where the key line came in.
Yeah, that's where you get out that kind of light. Remember I don't know what version of the punani rhythm that was. The punani rhythm had the deep bass one with Shabba and them on it. The original one.
Yeah.
But I was mimicking. I was like, yo, I want that poppy song. Like what Little Lenny, Fragile Body, Tight Like a Virgin, Tall Like a Broom. Them song there, we had that tung 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 tung. I was like, yo, okay. So he went in and he was like, chung 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 chung.
Oh, you see, that's why. That is why. That is the answer right there, and that is why. That is why. Still to today. That is why.
Yeah,
because watch me, those same punani rhythms and those kind of old 80s and 90s dancehall in the same mainstream clubs, they will still play those. They will still draw for those. So that is why.
Yeah, but you see, there's a certain sound and authenticity that is missing in the music today. Everybody is trying to redo people's songs. And I'm not complaining because my song gets redoed a lot and it keeps increasing my revenue every year. But it does affect the industry in a way that you're not getting the original kind of material except from the like the major pop artists and them like Bruno Mars or so. You will hear that
Right.
originality, something that is
Funk, yeah.
you never heard before. You're not getting it really so much from we people, and we's the one who really was about originality, because we had to take other people's things and create something original. And that's what I did with Turn Me On, because that's how music works. You have to pull from the past to know the future. And that's what I did. You know, I was like, yo, I want something that will cross over. And this is the song that I'm hearing, you know, and then with my voice, with the high pitch and the different song that my voice have, it was it was sold. The record was sold.
A good marriage.
Yeah. But the thing that we have to also recognize is that soca and pop music have always had a very tight relationship. The problem is that we see the relationship, but we don't let the rest of the world see it because we can't consistently only sing for the local market. And that is one of the biggest problems we have. And two as well, you know, the local market in the Caribbean is accustomed to free music. There's no big streaming company, there's no big record labels, there's not this type of culture of music earning you money. The radio stations don't really pay a lot for pop, they don't, some of them, most of them don't pay. You know, it's a kind of tight situation. And we don't have the populations, because we don't have the populations either to actually push the numbers the way the Latin market would and stuff. We kind of at a disadvantage. So we have to focus on getting that original, keeping that originality in within.
Authentic.
Yeah, right. When we do something, it has to be different.
Yeah, man.
Kevin, you spoke about the process of recording this song, right? Now, we finished recording the song is there. When you realize the song was a hit, like a mega hit, when it really hits you, and they say, yeah, boy, this gone.
Yo, you know, that was very scary in the beginning, because, you know, these kind of things is like hitting the lottery. When you do get to that point you're trying to describe there. But in the beginning, where it was just the Caribbean region and stuff like that, I was very timid about it, because I've seen people come and have a song and they gone and they never make a dime after that. And they revert back to regular life, all the fame and popularity gone, and people laugh after you now, because you go swell up yourself and act like you're big this and big that, and you forget your past, and now you don't have no future. You vibes me? So I was very, very timid about it. The first 2-3 years, I was really just trying to feel my way. I had my management helping me and trying to really guide me in the right direction, and I was just trying to take telling. You know what I mean? One of the things I always did was listen to people who know more than me, or employ people that know more than me, and work with them for as long as I can work with them for, and stay as loyal as possible. And when I got to that point, it was like 3 years after, when I touched the stage in Rhode Island, because I was #1 in Canada and all these places, but I still wasn't taking that for nothing. And shout out the Trinis that made that possible. Ian Wilshire, because Ian Wilshire did the remix, and he had CanCon because he's also a Canadian citizen. And that remix with me and Alison Hines, shout out Alison Hines, who was such a big supporter of me, and did the collaboration on the record to give it a different twist for the carnival. And that collaboration is what pushed the record to #1 in Canada, because now it had the CanCon on it. Ian Wilshire produced it, so now it could play on mainstream radio.
Okay.
At 100% play. You know, but now that is just Canada. So me, myself in my brain too, I ain't like, yo, you know, getting all like push up my chest off and not like that. It's still like, yo.
Yeah. You're still humble.
This thing could still end any day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's when I hit New York now, 2003, and I on a festival with 50 Cent, Busta Rhymes, Lil Kim, Lil Mo, Fabulous, all kind of big artists, all kind of big labels, 40-something thousand people inside this arena in Rhode Island, right?
Yeah.
Brother, I frightened my ass, right? I frightened like hell, yeah. I did back there, and the manager, Alison Hunt, she saying, Kevin, just go and do your best, okay? Just You know, cause she know us too, cause we watching the crowd out there, Jen, and we seeing all kind of little artists from different big labels. You're talking about people like Quincy Jones and them label and LaFace and them have the new artists opening and thing. So I go in after all them big label artists, we getting all this big introduction, man coming up and dancing like Michael Jackson, doing all kind of. I say, boy, this is pressure here tonight. Busta Rhymes have become 50 Cent is the headline. Boy, I stand up right next to Fabulous inside the corridor.
Yeah.
Fabulous was big at the time. Boy, I watch him Fabulous. I say, boy, this man here real tall, boy. This man here taller than how we look on BT, boy. And then they announce me, boy, and they say, yo, coming to the stage, Kevin Lytyle. And yo, when they call me, well, nobody know who the hell is Kevin Lytyle, you know. Everybody know the song, nobody who's Kevin Lytyle.
Don't know his name.
Boy, when the song starts and the the whole place went berserk. Like, yo.
Wow.
It was the most incredible moment of my life. The people them lost their mind.
Crazy.
Ridiculous. By the time I got the stage, they were so screaming, they already singing the song. They were singing every single thing, worth 40-something thousand people. And the next day the newspaper was like, Kevin Lytyle and 50 Cent did it for us. And at 90, I was...
okay. You put your name with 50 Cent, okay?
The put you with 50, that is on the level, top level.
Yeah, and don't quote me, that's not the exact words that was written, but that was a summary. It was like Kevin Lytyle and 50 Cent. You know, and after that, labels start calling. Sony called my manager. She was like, Sony. She hung up the phone. They call again. She like, no. Hang up the phone.
That's where I wanted to go to next with the label. I mean, it was Atlantic, right? How did Atlantic actually get involved? What was the conversation? I mean, did they really know or care about the soca genre that you were trying to push, or was it just, you know, dollars and cents for them?
No, well, you know, actually, what happened? All the labels were calling. Atlantic was amongst them that was putting in offers to sign me. And but to be honest with you, Craig Coleman, who was the lead, I think he was the head of A&R at the time, but I think he's in some even higher, greater position now at Warner Atlantic. You know, he is really a visionary for the song coming out of the Caribbean. He really loves Caribbean music and Caribbean culture, and he was really fighting to get this project. You know, he believes in our music. He believes in our culture. You know, that's why, too, I would believe you would hear artists like Ed Sheeran doing something like that song, Shape of You, because you have people like Craig Coleman at Atlantic Records saying, yo, this is the song that, you know, and just the general way that I was treated there was good. You know, I didn't really... And looking back at it, I can't say that my experience was bad. I think that they really believed in my project, and he really believed in this project because he had worked with so much other great Caribbean artists as well. And I brought a lot of great Caribbean artists to the forefront. You know, so I did get that type of treatment, that kind of love for my music.
Yeah. It was you first, then Rupi, or Rupi then you? Was you first, then
No,
Rupi?
it was me first. It was me first.
Right, you were first. Right. Yeah, man. Yeah.
No, that's a different level. Now, Kevin, you are a stage performer. I've seen you on live. Basically, I remember you coming to actually doing the school tour saying Trinidad. I don't know if you remember that. Coming to the schools and performing and watch now when Kevin touched his stage bass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Watch that. Girls wanna pull out the hair. You know, you had all right, to be quite honest, I mean, we from Trinidad, the land of band soca. We're not discrediting no other artists here, but you have got something a lot of artists still aspire to have, to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when turn me on, play is like Michael Jackson on stage. That is the kind of response you would get up to this day, right? We have a mutual friend, and I'm gonna call his name because I worked with him for many years. A guy by the name of Cherry Ince.
Oh yeah, boy. That's my boy. Does he produce our Home for Carnival? One of my biggest hits on to this day. Yeah, man.
Home for Carnival. And he was, when I met him, he was like, he always talk good of you. He always said, like, Kevin, that is my boy, real talented. And at the time, he did Home for Carnival. Tell us about the, you know, after the Turn Me On, the Home for Carnival. That was actually an anthem also.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know what happened there was that, you know, it was 3 years. I was going into my 4th year of being not as present in the Caribbean as Caribbean people would like me to be. Now, you know, what happened with me is that I took it upon myself to only label myself as a soca artist because I felt like my song didn't break in no dancehall. It broke in St. Vincent, because St. Vincent's Carnival, we just do that slower type of soca that's similar, we just call raga soca. Yeah, band like Touch and people like Beckett and Blacks and all them, that's the type of slow soca always trying to cross over the music. And that's where that song to come from. So I felt like I owed a debt to my Caribbean people to say, yo, to label this song as soca first because soca is what made it popular. You know, so, you know, coming out of it, I was really wanting to cross over to, and to repeat that success of that song was not easy, you know, because I had other successful records. I had Call Me, I had Last Drop the next year too as well, that did very well with me and Spraga. Actually, in 2004, the album was a #1 record in Jamaica. And then they just felt like, yo, I'm not singing enough songs for Caribbean. I'm not singing enough soca songs. Yeah. You understand? So I was like, yo, and then the whole flag drama, how I ain't put a Vinci flag, I ain't put no Vinci enough. It wasn't that I put a Vinci flag really, it was that I ain't put enough Vinci flag in the video.
Now who was that? That was the St. Vincent people? People of St. Vincent telling you that?
Yeah, but that was a whole bacchanal between. Yeah, but that was a media conspiracy because when people don't get to use you the way that they want to use you, they say all kind of things about you in the press, and because they have the power of the press, they can create rumors and make things more than what they are. Now, you know, my shirt was the Vinci flag. My whole shirt in the video was yellow and green.
And there's still one more flag?
And the flag was here on the pocket. Right. There was much Vinci flags in the crowd, but they felt like it wasn't enough. Which is why there was a blackout in Toronto, and at the time, St. Vincent was not as patriotic as the other countries, buying up all the flags and walking around going Vinci. So there wasn't a lot of Vinci flags to be found either. You couldn't find Vinci flags. So whatever few I got from the Caribbean people who sell flags, you know, it's Trinidad and it's Jamaica really run this thing. And if you ain't, you know, in people's face about your thing, you ain't gonna get as much attention. You understand me? Especially for the Caribbean market. So I didn't get a lot because of that. But when Turn Me On Bus, Vinci was very popular. Now Vinci flags was everywhere. No, you know what I mean?
You put Vinci on the map there.
So, I mean, going forward, sticking on topic, help me to stick on topic. What was the point of the conversation? We were saying, where was we going with this talk? The original question.
RKG, you had asked the question about
the original question. I tried to remember the I tried to remember the original question,
but it was about. Let me see. We were talking about it. I was trying to get to the point where I answered the question, but I had to go back a bit. I can't remember now.
I don't have a senior moment.
Yeah,
but what I want to say, all right, you spoke of Ian Will Shaw and Alison Hines where they turned me on and that situation there, that remix. But the actual song itself, there's other guy chanting on the song. Who is that?
That's Mazat.
Magzat.
Okay.
Yeah, man, Magzat, who sing Tom song, Lay We March Downtown.
Right, now we was talking right.
Yeah, Magzat, man.
All right, that was Magzat. Now, in terms of performing live, like, all right, was a feature. I know Sprague Benz also did the remix on it, and you had a performance on MTV when you sang "Turn Me On." I think that was like one of the highlights of that particular time.
Yeah.
When you sang the song, remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man, of course. Yeah, man, it was crazy. You know, I mean, I at the time, I was just going with the flow, man, and having to be around all these people. I think it was Ryan Seacrest at the time that was hosting that particular show.
What TRL?
Yeah.
Not Ryan Seacrest, nah. That's the guy who does the voice. Who hosts the voice.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but he was.
I forget his name, but he was the one who was there, and I was just in awe of being in that situation. You know,
TRL was a big show, man. That was a big show.
Yeah, but I never really understand, because I'm such a humble person. You know, I'm very, very humble. I try to be humble and respectful of people, and not try to push myself like I just,
Carson Daly, yeah. Carson Daly, that's his name. Daly, yeah. Carson Daly.
Yeah, so it kind of was, those things didn't dawn on me until I started hearing people saying, yo, boy, that was big. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it was just, I always try to center myself and keep humble and be respectful and not get too swell-headed. Yeah. Although, at times I was, because I just didn't realize that I was. You know, because as you're growing and you're around different influences and different people and egos, including your ego and stuff like that, you're learning, you know? But that experience was really crazy for me. And when I look back at some of those experiences, sometimes I feel like, yo, if I was a person I am now, maybe I would have done it a little more different, or maybe I would have acted a little more different. Maybe I would have said this question, answered this question a different way, or be a little more myself in a certain type of way, you know, because really and truly at those times I wasn't able to be myself, because there was just so much different expectations that was being put in my ears. And as a young person now getting my success in the music industry, I just didn't know how to be me, how to really be me when I'm doing an interview or people talking to me, because everybody would say, boy. So a lot of people on my team would say, yo, you can't say these things, or you can't do this thing, or you can't act this way. They're real tough over here. They're real, you know, and all those things, as they were coming at me, I was doing this. I was going more in my shell, because I'm like, you know, because I just didn't expect the industry to be this rough for me. Yeah. And
it was control.
Yeah, you know, I just was not, I was not, because, you know, other artists would just be themselves and be just really real and say what they feel about certain things, and I wasn't doing that.
No, on that note, Kevin, on that note, you said something some time ago, and I truly believe it was misunderstood by people. I think it was a Hot 97 interview, correct me if I'm wrong, where you were talking about, you know, the success of Turn Me On, and I made a comparison to a Bungie and a Marshall. Somebody just asked on the live about that. If you can clear that up. I don't know if you remember exactly what we talked about.
No, that wasn't 97. You know, and hey, big up David Levy, because you know, David Levy is a man that's do anything to make sure he should get promoted. He will try anything and say anything to you to try to make sure that he get good ratings, and he show
tie up.
Yeah, he tie you up and
definitely 107.5 WBLS.
Yeah, so you know, he did tie me up that day, but it didn't work out bad for me. It makes some noise to me still. So I ain't bothering with David. But really and truly, I didn't say anything wrong. I just felt offended when he tried to come at me saying that Because he's Jamaican, too, and I never even think of him as Jamaican, you know. You know, I always think of
I
David
thought he
as
was a
Bajan.
Bajan.
I always think of him as Bajan. Because he always saying something that's on him Bajan. I think he's Bajan, but he's actually Jamaican. And I could be wrong. Somebody and they like correct me. But he come at me in a way where he was trying to bruise my ego and trying to give the idea like if I needed Spragga Benz to make my song big. And I had to come back at him aggressive, and it came across wrong because this is the kind of thing he likes to do on his show to get his ratings, as per se. But you see, my only problem with that is as a Caribbean man, I feel like we should be looking out for each other because the Caribbean market is small.
Yeah.
And we don't have the type of we do not have that type of leverage to be doing that to with people, to be trying to pull down with people to push up ourselves. Because then we're scrapping a barrel because we really don't have the population. You understand? And that's what our interview kind of turned out to. And then he brought up artist name from Trinidad and comparing them to my success and my music and all. And I had to tell him plain and straight because I was upset. I had to tell him plain and straight, really and truly, you cannot compare their music to mine. Because Turn Me On in itself is a mega record. It's not like you're comparing the record to something in the region.
Turn Me On is not a road match. Turn Me On is not a road match.
He tried to downplay it. They had to pull him up.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, I mean, I said this shit is like 40, 50 times whoever else you want to compare it to. Yeah. I don't want to call nobody name because I am not here to try to go at any artist or anything. That was never me. I've always been the artist to big up the other artists. As a matter of fact, you could ask any artist who's big star in the Caribbean. The one artist who you could come up to and talk to, who wouldn't push up their chest on you and act like Rick, and you can't talk to them, who don't walk into no show with no big entourage, which and while I can, who don't carry on with nothing, who don't roll up with no big noise. I just roll in regular. Which and while I could roll in harder than all of them. But I don't do that.
Someone says on the live, Kevin, someone says you were correct, right? Don't
feel no way.
They say he's a born in Barbados and raised in England.
Yeah, David Levy. Yeah, he's not Jamaican, he was born in Bajan.
Wherever he is, he's my brethren, but he always seems to have a problem. But he always seems to have a problem with me, eh? And even though he just smile with me and thing and be cool when he see me and thing, he always seems to have a problem with me. Because I remember a long time ago, I hear him say, I don't know why this song still on the charts and is a big hit, but right now the #1 song of the year, which was like in 2012, 2003, you know, the #1 song of the year, Kevin Lytyle, Turn Me On.
Right.
No, you're a Caribbean man, and that's how you're going to introduce your Caribbean brother who is #1 on a mainstream radio station. No matter how long or how old the song is. The fact is that the success is there. It's supposed to be celebrating week. And that's
a guy like Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen. Today is a mega hit still.
Yeah, but we have to celebrate each other, man. You know, you have to give people
that's part of the problem. Kevin, because after you, there was Rupee, and after Rupee, I mean, what happened? You know, I mean, what happened after Rupee? I mean, we were looking for that because every genre that gets that international taste. You look at reggaeton, there's always a follow-up, there's always a movement. What happened after?
Yeah, but you see, everybody was trying to sound like me, you know? And some of them I own, like Mamacita. I own most of the publishing on that record from Cali.
Okay.
Yeah, and Tempted to Touch is basically a mixture of two of my songs, Call Me and Turn Me On.
But is that the artist's fault or the label's fault? You know them labels that say, well, you gotta sound like this. You gotta sound like this. I don't care who fault it is. That's what it sound like. It sound like Turn Me On 2.0. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It sound like a different version of Turn Me On. So if you keep trying to do so, if you keep trying to redo the same thing, it's gonna get boring. You have to do different things. And I even had the fight with Atlantic Records about that because they wanted me to sound like that all the time, which and while I had songs that were #1 in the Caribbean.
Yeah, I had songs that were #1 in the Caribbean, like Call Me and Last Drop at the time as well.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how much time we took the music video, which was #1 in Jamaica, and said to them,
Right.
yo, let's get this over to MTV and get them playing it. And they keep saying MTV and get the video.
Wow.
Wow.
You understand me?
As,
So,
as, on that note, Kevin, on that note, we spoke a lot about the highs, the accomplishment.
yeah.
Let's touch a little bit on the lows. Some low times, because a lot of times people see the artists, fans, and they think everything is hooray, everything is good. What are some of the low moments in your life that you could talk publicly about and maybe inspire someone who is going through that right now?
Well, I think, getting a record deal and then having to part ways with the label, and the label coming and saying to me, yo, they're really sorry, they don't really want to do it, but they have no choice. And me being in a position where I don't know what to do because I basically was putting all my trust in people around me and putting all my loyalties in people around me. And then when it comes down to it, in the long run, to the people that I stuck around for, when it was time for them to come and do what they were supposed to do for me, they started doing it for other people too as well. After I lost my deal with Atlantic and that ended, it was like, okay, but I'm still here with you. Now things are better. Are you gonna now start really doing for me? But that didn't happen,
right.
And that kind of, and I don't want to call names. I don't want to point no fingers at nobody. I'm just saying, I'm giving you the general outside view without naming people's names. But,
Right.
when you're loyal and you don't know much, you don't understand, because I sat down for the whole of 2004, 5, 6, into 7, even when I had home for Carnival, waiting for that person who was supposed to be there for me because they couldn't be there. And then when that person did get the chance to be there, they weren't there the way that I needed. And all that time people was like, Kevin, you ain't releasing enough song, you ain't recording enough music, who managing you, who this? And I saying, yo, I'm sticking there. I'm not moving.
Wow. So was it because of your personal loyalty? Would you say that?
Yeah, it was because of my personal loyalty, and I don't regret it because I've learned from it, and it's made me grow and made me into the person that I am today. That's much learned and able to do a lot of things on my own independently. Because I've been loyal to most people that have come into my life, and I've made people benefit a lot from being around me. There's nobody who's ever actually done business with me that could say that I have not treated them right. Because that's just the person that I am. I care a lot about people and I look out for people. Sometimes I look out for people more than I look out for myself, and to my detriment as well.
You're a nice guy, Kevin. You're a nice guy, man. You see, you and Rupi, two of the people already got a taste of it. You're all nice guys, man.
Yeah.
And this is not a nice business. Somehow this business is not a nice business. Sometimes they say there's no place for nice guys in this business.
Yeah, well, that is true. That is true because but you see, the thing about it is with the music industry is that like any other thing in this world, you have your strengths and you have your weaknesses. My shoe can't fit you. My shoe can't fit you. My shoe could only fit me. And there's nobody out there that could walk in my shoe because the decisions that I would have made to be where I am today, you know what I'm saying? Still getting $1 million offers onto this day. Still getting $1 million offers right now and refusing them because I'm in such a good position, because I've been loyal to people, because I've been that person that care for other people, giving more of myself than anything else. You understand me? I don't walk with no entourage. I don't roll up with no crew. You don't see me trying to be more, trying to show you that I have money and I this and I that and blah, blah, blah. I just come in, I cool and I calm. I is Kevin Lytyle. I already is who I is. You understand me? I don't need to prove it by walking up nowhere and pushing up my chest on nobody.
So like they say in the Caribbean, performance beat all talk.
Yeah, but and again, it comes back to this. Nobody else could wear my shoe. My shoe is mine. Man. Nobody else can wear it because nobody else would walk in it the way I do. It's done right there.
Well said.
No, Kevin. If the word calypso, do you think if you were to go back to that word calypso and really market it the way it should, because to me the world knows that word calypso. Do you think it could do a lot more for our music than you know, soca? Because look at like reggae. The dancehall artists will always say, you know, well, wherever you go, they will always say reggae music. This is reggae music, even though it's the genre dancehall. You know what I mean? Do you think the word calypso should come back into our vocabulary in some sort of way?
You see, the problem with this whole thing is that yo, bro, I don't know if to tell you. Because
tell me, man, tell me.
You know, Trinidad is the land of soca, calypso, the carnival, the culture that has spread throughout the rest of the region, the rest of the island. But it's only recently I hear in the major acts and them talking about unity. You have Skinny, you have Marshall, you have Bungie, you have all the big names and talking about unity and really saying, yo, problem child, all let we come together, they say, you know, and that is what we should have been doing from the very beginning. It should have been done from the very beginning. When anyone we bust, anybody from the Caribbean, whether you be Jamaican, whether you be somebody from Antigua, that busting reggae or dancehall, or you're busting soca, or it ain't St. Vincent, it ain't Barbados, it ain't Trinidad, it's we, because you know what, guess what? We embrace when it comes to the culture, carnival, Jamaica, who is the youngest carnival in the Caribbean, embrace Byron Lee was making money off of soca music from the Jamaica. There was no carnival. There was no carnival. You understand? So we have to realize that we are all one people, and there is no need for this segregation by island. We come in with flag, but really and truly we representing this one culture of carnival, soca, eat pillow, pig sow, your callaloo soup, your buljo, your starfish and breadfruit, you drink your rum. We will have that. Not even Brazil have that, and Brazil is one of the biggest carnival. Our carnival culture is the highest earning thing for the state of Toronto in Canada. Caribana is the highest revenue earner. Do you understand what that means? Is we need to come together and help one another, push one another up, because really and truly, what money we fighting for? Which money we really fighting for? Which recognition we really fighting for? When you don't get recognized and you're popular, you have to pay your bills, you have to make songs and keep doing your thing because of how the place is. But don't you think that if we lean on each other a little more, and when you big and you have a big song, you say, yo, let me call my brethren down there in Trinidad, let me just call her name, let me call Starwin. Yeah, let me tell this promoter, let me put Rupee on here too. Let me put Skinny on here with me. Let me put this one with me. So we look like a united front, because that's what dancehall does do. That's what the Jamaican artists them does do. And we don't do that. You know, and I wanna, as you bring up Calypso, I wanna shout out Sparrow, because Sparrow has been the only one carrying the flag internationally for Calypso. Because when you talk about Calypso, ain't nobody bigger than Sparrow. You got anybody bigger than Sparrow?
I wanna put in Kitchener in that too, eh?
No disrespect, Kitchener big, but yo, Sparrow is a man I roll with Sparrow, right, in England. And I telling you right now, England is my biggest market. But he kind of love the people and them showing for Sparrow, and me don't get that.
Yeah. Wow. But Sparrow on Rose, put Sparrow on Rose, Calypso Rose.
Yeah. I mean, but brother, I'm telling you, Sparrow all over the world, everywhere, all down in any part of Africa. You could call Sparrow name. You understand me? Yes, brother. And at the end of the day, you have to give people the roses. I just give them roses because
Yeah.
they say no. I don't need nothing from nobody. I don't need nothing from nobody. I don't try to push down no artist, pull down no artist, hold down nobody, hold down nobody. Me, I just here successful with what I have, and I happy to help. You vibes me?
And Kevin, I want to tell you, I want to commend you tonight because you know a lot of artists talk, but they don't really talk the things them. If you know what I'm saying, and you went deep tonight because a lot of artists are afraid to talk the truth, and that is truth. Myself and Bass, we talk that all the time. We lack a lot of unity in soca, in the movement.
Yeah.
You understand where I'm coming from? When I watch you reggaeton artists, it's a whole different culture. Right now, I don't know if you're aware of a genre. It's like a sub-genre of dancehall called Trinidad, which is local dancehall in Trinidad right now. I mean, I think Barbados doing it too. That is getting huge. Like artists like Prince Swadi, they get to like 20 million.
I know that artist, man. Yeah, man. Prince Swadi, I heard of him. Yeah, but I don't know the genre of music as well.
Right, and that is Trinidad, and this artist, this genre of music, not much more than 5 years old here in Trinidad, is getting 20 million views. These guys are putting up music, and within less than a month, they have 1 million views on YouTube, and that is local dancehall.
Yo,
right?
Clap for that. That's incredible. That's incredible, man.
And then they have a dread unity. They have a unity. They have a.
That's what it needs to be because yo, the youths and them coming up realizing that the same old thing can't work. You understand? We have to come together. When one have the opportunity, you have to pull others with him. You know, we watch Bounty Killer do it in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? He be pulling
so speaking of that, speaking of the pull up, Kevin Lytyle, why didn't Kevin Lytyle start seeing what's going on and you've been there, start your own record label, maybe Kevin Lytyle Records, and really get the soca and the genre you represent where it needs to be? Is that a consideration? Could that happen in the future?
I've been doing it. But you know what it is? I'm a sufferer. I say Bounty Killer, I say sufferer, but I'm a sufferer. I am a sufferer of this thing that goes on among artists where they think that if another artist bring a business idea in the industry to them, that they're going to be doing something for pull me up instead of themselves.
Or personal gain.
Yeah, they think it's me. They're going to be helping me make money, and it's a thing like, yo, me want to help you make no more money than he done making already. Well, I have to look out for my thing too.
Yeah.
So you see, I have a distribution company. I have a distribution scenario right now where my distribution is basically set up for solving the Caribbean market, where you don't have to pay $1 to upload a song. So you start in the green, because the only time money is being made by my distribution is when I pay you. When you make money, I take out my percentage from my distribution and you get yours. Right. And when I say my distribution, this is the thing. It ain't really mine. It's me and my partners and all this thing. It's a whole big company. You understand? Right. And it ain't paying me. It can't pay me the kind of money I done already making. So me and trying to take, and the percentage we taking is very minuscule. And the relationship we formed with the entity that major labels form their distribution on, you name it, Sony Red, Atlantic, your DistroKid, whatever. Right. We have that same situation, but we ain't charging you for uploading song, because that's the relationship we formed with the farm, so that the Caribbean artists could get a leg up. As a matter of fact, the people from the farm say, listen, we just be here on the Eastern Parkway hearing all this music jamming, nice music, and we looking in with platform and we can't find it. We looking all through all these platforms that we serve and we can't find it. So they gave, because, well, you know, not just me, but my manager, Dr. Jacqueline James Little, she knows business and she knew how to articulate and present the project to them to show them exactly what we're trying to do, and we got that. So I've been trying to give it to as much Caribbean artists as possible. But you see, I have a lot of different projects going on at the same time because I don't do one thing. You know? Right. I have my music, but I've learned to diversify myself. You know, right now I'm building a food delivery platform for the whole Caribbean. I have a food delivery app launching for the whole Caribbean. Plus we have
Okay.
the record label, plus we have the distribution. And I could go on and on, real estate, all kind of things we run in here.
Yeah.
So really and truly, I just really want to help, but it takes more than one. I need the people to get on board and find out, write me, ask me. I gotta tell you, I will give it to you. You will make more money than you're making right now through any distribution. Because right now we're
All
not
right.
charging you to upload your song going up for free.
Basically, yeah, that's it. We need to upload our songs on.
That's right. How come people
Kevin
get
Lytyle.
onto you, Little? How come people get onto you, Little? How come
Well,
people get onto you? How can they contact you for that venture? What's up?
all right, well, the website is not up. That is what I would tell you. Because right now we are planning to launch the website like a DistroKid and all these kind of big websites. So the website is already built, but it's not launched. It's called Songboy Distribution, right? And right now, though, what I'm doing, the individual artists, write me on Instagram. I will gladly send you over to the team, and you will have individual care for your records, for your songs. We will literally set you up in a way that you know ahead of time how all you have to get your music in, to get your promotion in the stores, to get banners on Spotify, get your banners on iTunes and all this kind of stuff. Get promotion in particular markets and stuff like that, because this is how the platforms work. You get your music into we don't basically tell you, well, listen, you have to do your marketing, you know, you have to make sure that you push your stuff out, get it buzzing, so we can present this to the stores to show that you have some kind of.
Kevin, Kevin and Bass, what I want to do also, I want to ask you a question. But before that, I want to give the viewers here opportunity to join us at the live. Now, we can't stay long with Kevin. You have like 35-second max. You want to talk to Kevin, make it real short. You can send us a request at RKG the Artist right here on the live. Now, success, we're talking about success here. A new artist in the business, right? As we on that coming up. Now, you said before, when you got Turn Me On, right? You were listening to one of those dance already, man. It was inspired by that, right? Now, music has changed a lot within that time to now. The hip hop, the new dancehall, the new vibes. Do you think that template that you had before could still work in this time?
Yes, it could work. Like, yo, we have a way where we just, anytime, if America do it, yeah, make it bad. If we do it, we going with that.
America, they've been doing that. The same thing over and over.
We need to change our mentality. We need to realize that we need to grab we thing first. Is what America doing it, then America grabbing the Caribbean thing first. They grabbing their thing first, and we need to grab we thing first. We can do anything we want to do. That song that you're talking about there, brother, it's timeless. And that is why everybody...
Hello.
Hi.
Guidance to everyone in the room.
Thank you. Same to you, love.
I'm not sure if you can hear me or you can see me.
We hear you loud.
We hear you.
Loud and clear.
This
Loud.
is Asha. I am an owner of my own radio station. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a female activist.
Nice.
Awesome.
Can I just make a few points? I've been listening to most of it. And this is the UK talking as a female and as a music promoter and an artist promoter. One question I have, which I'm sure is going to rock this entire room. Why isn't there any form of association or group or union for artists, i.e., example, yourselves? I am also, I must publish this now. I am also an ambassador for the Trinidad and Tobago Association UK. So I have a point that I'm making. I have observed via And I'm not just talking about the Caribbean. I am talking about here in the UK. I am talking about America. I'm talking about worldwide. Let's take this globally. Apart from not having any form of unity and union within yourselves, which I have observed personally, and I mean this, I can use RKG as an example, and many artists. There is so much of a fight down within yourselves. It's sickening.
It is.
It's actually, it makes you feel ill. So there is in every form of work that we do, 9 to 5, whether you're a barrister, a judge, or a police officer, or whatever, public servant, there is always a union, an association where people get together. Why isn't there any such thing in the music
So you think we need that?
industry?
We need that.
Why isn't
Kevin wants to answer that. I don't know if Kevin can answer.
In the music industry, I would like to hear this answer from the artist and from you, from both the artists, in fact, from all three of you.
All right. So, well, you know, the first thing is that we are all different countries. That's the first thing that must be observed. We are all different countries. Our culture is very similar. But that is one of the problems amongst our culture in every single island.
Yeah, but
there's still that.
I just pause you. Music isn't a segregating thing.
Yeah, but it ends up that way when money becomes involved. You understand me? So you see, because you have a situation where everybody know everybody. On these small islands, everybody know everybody. And not just that. I mean, we are some of the first to get out of slavery, but we still have a high slavish mentality.
Oh, you're going deep.
We have a high slavish mentality.
Mr. Little.
Talking the things there.
Yeah. No. Seriously, I mean, we the first. We remember Britain. Britain was the first. Isn't Britain the first country to abolish slavery? Hence, it trickled into the Caribbean right away.
Don't get me started on that topic.
Right. So, I mean, we were the first out of it, and yet we still
in it
fight amongst ourselves, poisoning ourselves against each other, and it trickles into everything that we do. And we need to acknowledge it and work on it. You know, we prefer, there's things that are standard, like we still have this argument of light skin and brown skin, and prefer the lighter one over the dark one, and when you're black, you're blacker than she, or you're darky, or you're dark skin, or you understand? We have a lot of these, and we don't mean insultively when we're using a lot of these terms, but it is subconscious.
The melanin is being...
Yes, we're using a different word.
The melanin is being...
Yes, and that has helped, but it has not helped the culture.
Yeah.
You see, the culture needs the acknowledgement that just because a man light skin or different higher, well, we like to say higher color, means that he brings a better thing to the situation. We can't sit down and knock another man down because he black and say, yo, like when I did turn me, hold on, before you say anything, I'm giving you an example. Like when I did turn me on, I'm going to give you this example. I did turn me on the week the song kick off in St. Vincent. I did run inside a little Tokyo bus stand in St. Vincent. And I stand up by a van driver playing the song on the radio and going so. And I stand up right next to him, normal. This time, I'm a slipper of short pants and a piece of shirt. And I say, yo, I sing that song, you know. He stopped shaking, he watched me. He said, it's all right.
Wow.
Nice.
So you understand, it's a thing where it is we cannot we cannot accept each other's success.
The
And
prejudgment.
if we
Yeah, yeah.
and when we do accept it, we accept it for a certain amount of time, and then we say, yo, well, I hope you're coming with something better next year. I hope you could prove yourself next year, because this is just the first round. We're ready for go at your throat and shut you down. We ain't saying, well, yo, listen up. Next year coming, let me see how we can help you. You know, we're looking for you. We want to see you come again with
Right.
something good enough.
Okay.
We want to see you. We love you enough. And if you're saying get something next year, we get something the next year after that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, we don't come like that.
So
We
what I'm
come
asking
and
is, what do you think is the actual reason?
the slavery mentality, that is it right there. Because when you go now to a forum, like even the other day I was listening to Lexus talking, Miss Lexus, who's saying, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Miss
Yeah.
Alex, it was Miss Alex, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But he was saying, yo, you know, I remember, and I was listening to it. I wasn't there. I don't know the situation. But he said, I remember when Buju was saying, yo, let we get together and do this thing, and everybody come in and we do this and bring and build this thing together. And when he called the thing, only me show up and nobody else show up, and all the other artists, and I'm saying, yo, they ain't gonna come to go big up his thing. Like he want to take our, you know, he come build his thing. And that is the problem we have.
Segregation right there.
Okay, so
if you're
all here now, moving forward, not going back in the past. Forget the past.
Yeah.
It's about the now. Right now, we are four people. RKG, Kevin Lytyle. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't quite get your
Bass.
your name.
That's bass.
Yes, yeah, man.
And I'm Goddess Sasha. We are all somewhat linked to music and promotion, and whatever, yeah? Moving forward, what can we do? I am in the UK, and I have a great influence here. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but yeah, I've worked hard for it. I worked my ass off for it, don't get me wrong. How can we break that wall? How can we abolish that wall and abolish that thinking and go forward and create something, a cooperation, a union,
So you're talking about a solution, huh?
yes, for musicians and artists that
The soca union.
not just soca, I mean all
There's the Caribbean Music Union. The Caribbean Music Union.
That's a nice name.
The Caribbean Music Union, right? Something like that, right? Where it's reggae, dancehall, soca.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point.
All right. Goddess Asha, I want to thank you for your time, because there are a few other people who want to come on the live.
Please,
but we want to thank you for your time. And we're going to answer that, and we're definitely going to keep the link. Thanks for your contribution again.
Take care, people. Guidance.
But what's the name of your station out there? What's the name of your station out there?
The old station was Secret 102. I have now I was partnership with someone else. I have now fully taken it over as a black female. And I'm now rebranding it. It's going to be the only owned black female owned station, and it's going to be called Lime Time Radio.
Oh, we love it.
Oh, yes,
Guidance.
Sexy one. Lime Time
Radio. We like that.
Love it. Yeah, brother. So, yo, she asking for a solution, bro. But, yo, unfortunately, it's tough. Yeah, tough, you know, because and people like we frustrated because, you know, we've been through it so much. And then to think about the times when we try to present a solution and everybody shut with our just saying show up and, you know, give that support and thing like that. It's just frustrating, bro. It's like you're saying to yourself, yo, why are you going to do that again? You know? But you don't want to give up. It's your people, it's your culture. You want to do for them. You want to make sure that you protect where you come from and do something that remains and helps. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, it ain't easy. It ain't easy,
But for the longest time, people want to hear some music, man. People want to hear Kevin Lytyle Do a little studio, man.
Yeah, man.
They just
Well, we
wanna
have the
hear.
new song Sulady, right? We have the new song
But
Sulady.
first, they wanna hear it. They wanna hear it. They wanna hear this first. They just wanna hear this first. They just wanna hear it a cappella. They just wanna hear it live. They love it. They love it. They love it. Love it.
Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up now, man. Yeah, what's going on? The people asking a little live of it on the live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin.
All right. Let me hold you, cause my body, you got me going. Turn me on, let me jam you, going on around me. You got me going crazy, you. Turn me on, turn me on.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, boy.
Now,
Watch
Kevin,
those white girls were going crazy, man. Those snowflakes were going crazy in the club.
Did you just call the people snowflakes?
The question is,
yeah, the snowflakes, yeah.
The bandwagon.
Nah, snowflakes. Those snowflakes are crazy.
when you sang that song, right? When you sang that song, auto-tune was not out at that particular time when you sang that song, right?
Right.
But the thing about you is when you sing the song live, you sing exactly like the track itself.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Because it wasn't the auto-tune that made me sound like that. I sounded like that. The auto-tune itself gave it a kind of tinge that made it feel like that R&B flavor. The guy who used to put the thing in his mouth and make the funny song,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, so it gave it that feel, that kind of R&B feel to the record, because it did all those fancy things with my voice, but the truth is my voice does that normally, so when I did it live, yeah.
Someone says, hey, Kevin Lytyle, your son goes to my school in Miami. He's so nice and respectful. Let's talk about fatherhood. Let's talk about you and the connection with your kids.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm not the greatest father. I will admit that to you, because my life is kind of complicated because of the success that I've had with music and stuff like that. But I don't think any man is the greatest father. I think that we all have our shortcomings and, as we say, our strengths and our weaknesses, and I've grown because of my son. I have learned to love in a different kind of way. I think I've learned about that love that I had when my mother was raising me between the ages of 1 to 12, because it was every minute I was all over, she hugging, she telling she I love she, and if I don't see she, I start a ball. I was very much a mommy's boy, a mother's, a mommy's boy. So it kind of brought me back to that, where I love my sons in a different kind of way, that type of love, and it took me a while to learn it and understand it and grow with it, and also grow into being a father, because you still want to hold on to being a child yourself, being young, being the thing, not being a father with beards and gray hair and walking alone. But you have to flex with it and do the best that you can. And being a father has really taught me a lot throughout. I've learned to be more responsible and learn to care more about other people than myself.
Yeah. How were the groupies back in those days, Kevin Lytyle? When you tell me on the groupies, where's that big groupie movement here? Anybody ever throw a tongue at you on the stage, like turn me up and a tongue in your face or some kind of thing?
I've had girls take off their underwear and try wine in the face, all kind of thing, brother.
Oh my gosh, Kevin Lytyle, I want a big hit.
It's a it's a whole different level, and I've been to every single place on this earth you could almost think of, almost every single place on this earth. Some of the places I've not been, you'll be like, "What? You've never been there?" But
how places like, how receptive is places like Japan and China and those places with the music?
It's crazy, because I'm not looked at as soca. I'm looked at as dance or reggae internationally. And this is another way why we need to unify, because our music is so similar and so connected. We build off of each other.
I just last week I was saying, like, when I was playing in the clubs out there, when Turn Me On would come on, there are no people would come and request, can you play that reggae song, Turn Me On? Or that reggae song, Tempted to Touch, you know? Yeah.
And this is something that people don't realize, that I did not have to label myself as soca. But I did because I wanted to protect the genre, because the genre brought me. You understand? The soca genre brought me and bring me here. And I didn't have to, but I did. I held on to it, and I'm still holding on to it unto this day.
Okay, so if you had to do it all over again, you still would say this is soca music, soca.
Yeah, man. Yo, everything that I've gone through and done has brought me to a place where, yo, man, like, yo, I wouldn't change nothing. You know, I'm in a great place. I've learned a lot, and I'm very independent as well. Much more independent than I was because of all these things that I went through. You know, I'm also a more how should I say, a kind of person that care a lot about other people even more. And
You're nice. You come back with this nice guy, Kevin Lytyle. You're a nice guy.
Yeah, no, but you see the growth, and caring about other people is something that you can't be afraid of, because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you something. It may seem like you're not getting nowhere with it. People taking advantage of you, but if you keep at it, just like how you get successful with something and you get successful at loving and caring other people, the day will come when you meet the people who are like you, who would help you to elevate yourself even more. So you have to keep doing this practice. You have to keep practicing to love and be loved and give love and fight with each other, but then next they come back and hug each other and work it out. You have to practice it, and it's life. You have to grow with it, and you have to keep doing it, because at the end of the day, it can pay off in the long run. You see, the selfish behavior and trying to have everything for yourself, or just trying to be the biggest thing now, or the most important thing now, that is only going to be for now. Because everybody around you is going to love you now for what they can get out of you or what they can use you for, but they won't care about you. And because of that, you would have no future for the long run. You would only have what you have now. And that's something that people need to think about.
I think with this interview, Kevin Lytyle, a lot of people see it in a different light. I mean, you went deep on some of the stuff that we talked tonight, right? Let me go on a lighter note, though. Performance. Live performance. What would you say was like your most embarrassing performance? You look back and you say, oh God, that really happened to me?
Boy, I had a show up in like New Jersey. I had a show up in Jersey, and I hate when people do me this. Set me up, 'cause it happened to me twice. So I up in Jersey for this show, and come to find out, they didn't really want me for the show. They wanted Elephant Man. So they put me on for this show now. I thinking, well, people come out for me too. Everybody in the place wants to see Elephant Man. Well, they want to hear boo, and more jail, and more cussing and carrying on, and people telling you pelt your ass and come on stage.
You should have gone on the stage and said, sizzle my nizzle.
Chisel my nizzle.
And you know, I could do that real good. I could do that real good then. Shank my nigga, sizzle my bizzle, sizzle my nizzle. My boy Kevin Lytyle. Big up Elephant Man, good artist, you know.
All the time.
Yeah, man.
Artists you've been inspired by. Artists that you truly been inspired by from inception or even up to now. Some of the artists that inspire you. And that's one question. And the second question is, who, in terms of soca, who do you see as the future? Like any young artist you see that is promising?
I think that DJ Cheem is very promising. As an artist I know, and he's a young kid coming up. He got a little hit already and doing anything, and he comes with a lot of original stuff. I like him. I think he has a lot of potential going forward for the future. You know, I was highly influenced by people like Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder. And that's why I developed this type of vocal range where I always want to sing high because I thought, well, yo, these guys have this range where any writer could bring a song to them and they could handle it. You know what I mean? And that's what I had in the back of my head as a young fella coming up, listening to man like Michael Jackson, Stevie, Boyz II Men and all of that. That was my inspiration in music. And, you know, in terms of Caribbean artists, you know, people like Beckett, who was really big in St. Vincent, was a real big influence on me. He was the first artist I saw performing live in front of me. So, and I've always cherished that moment because, you know, it was with my mom. You know, my mom put me on she back and had me. I was like probably 4 or 5 years old. She put me on my back and said, look, Beckett up there on the truck today, you know. See Beckett performing live, you know what I mean? And then, yeah, people like Sparrow, of course, who I talk about all the time. Sparrow has really been a major influence, not just on me, but the genre of calypso and soca in general. Yeah. A big fan of Marshall Montano from day one, you know, because as a kid growing up, who didn't know? You say I'm too young to soca. Oh yeah, you're making joke. Yeah, I used to sing that song all the time. You know, all of them. You know, I'm a big fan of every soca artist. Skinny Fabulous, so many go school together. Problem Child, who is the senior to all of we in school. We all go to the same school. I'm biggest fans of these guys. You know, Bungie Garland. I'm a big fan of Bungie. You know what I mean? Cause yo, I remember you like to rip, take this. You like to rip, take that. You like remember that was like probably one of his biggest songs, right?
Yeah.
That was his first breakout songs. And that time I was still in Vinci trying to sing music. I remember that was one of my favorite soca songs of all time. You know what I mean? Who else I could call that Alison Hines? What you could do with the Queen of Soca, brother? What you do without the Queen?
Yeah. She's a nice person. I met her before. I interviewed her before, right? And she's a very nice. She's a warm person. She's a nice individual.
Yeah.
Very nice person.
So let's talk. What is Kevin Lytyle into now? What is Kevin Lytyle doing now? What projects you have on now?
Well, yeah, like I was saying before, I'm working on a food delivery platform for the Caribbean, similar to Uber Eats and DoorDash. We actually started doing beta testing in St. Vincent and St. Lucia, and they've gone very well. So we're getting ready to launch by the end of this month throughout the region, starting with St. Vincent and St. Lucia. We also have Turks and Caicos and a few other islands getting ready to set up their restaurants and launch. So that's a really big project for me. You know, to build an application like that, you have to build 3 apps. You have to build an app for the merchant, you have to build an app for the riders. So it's 3 apps that I've built. And of course, the app for the customer, which is the most important one. But I've put in all the features of these major companies out here where you can track the order from beginning to end. The rider can give you updates. You can call the rider without them knowing your number and all this kind of stuff. You have phone number verification and email verification. You have all the works, everything up in there. We're literally doing a digital payment system next to complement the app because we're going to be moving a lot of commerce through the app, you know, not just food, but other things. We're going to expand it into more than just food because really and truly a platform like that in the region, because of the size of the populations, you have to really diversify into, and pardon me, the size of the population, not population. The size of the population is crazy, low in comparison to the rest of the world. So you have to diversify supermarkets, hardware stores, everything we're putting up in there in the long run to make sure that people can order things online and be able to get the same kind of convenience you get in America. And then, of course, as I was saying, the digital payments and stuff, that part of it coming as well, where you could do like a Cash App or like Zelle and them kind of things.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
But musically, yeah.
Right.
Musically. All right. So now we got a new song coming with my boy Parry Jack. He's got a new rhythm coming called the Nice Time Rhythm. Right?
Nice.
I can give you, see Ricardo Ricardo give a sneak peek of his own today. Ricardo Drew. I'll give all you a little sneak peek of mine.
Yeah, man.
You can't get much, eh? You could only get a little piece of the chorus and a little piece of
a little snippet.
All right. It's called On My Mind. Tell me if all you like it. Hold on there.
You got Parry Jack.
All right. You need to start playing. Yeah. Come on. Don't fail me now.
You, Ricardo Drew, other artists on the rhythm is original.
Voice on the rhythm.
Hey,
everybody, you name it. Everybody on this rhythm, boy.
Alright.
But
we get a little sneak preview here on the live.
Yeah,
we have Kevin Lytyle on the live, based on the live, yours to the RKG.
That's
on the live, of course.
It ain't playing. All they got pray for me right now. Can it ain't playing? All they pray that it play.
Follow Kevin Lytyle, follow bass, follow yours truly RKG, the artist right now. As they trying to get it to play, Kevin, let's talk about your favorite dish as a Caribbean man. What Kevin Lytyle eats? What is like your favorite Caribbean dish? Whether it's a Chinbagonian dish, whether it's you're from Vinci, it's a Vinci dish. What's your favorite dish?
My favorite dish? Oh my God. Boy, I love red root and saltfish. I love stew chicken. I love oxtail. I love curry goat. I love my rice and peas and curry goat.
Those things when you're rider, what was on your rider? Like you're going internationally, what was on your rider?
You know, my rider, I never really used to look at it, but I found out that my management used to put some serious thing on my rider. But I never used to, because I don't really drink, but I heard my rider was ridiculous.
Tennessee, I don't get anything on your rider.
Boy, I don't even know, because I don't drink. I just was going with the flow. You understand?
It's important, Kevin. You don't know what on your rider.
Yeah,
suppose
I know.
Suppose weed was on your rider or something.
I used to ask for maybe a bottle of wine and some grapes. Yeah. Because the grapes make the throat feel good. Maybe a banana to calm down the nose because you know the endorphins just flow when you eat a banana, calm you down. But as the most I just ask, that's simple, man. You know? And if you get any drinks, I give all the drinks to the girls and then we come up in by my table. They drink out all the Hennessy, they drink out everything. But yo, let me get the sneak peek right now. Are they ready for this?
Yeah,
the song is called On My Mind.
On My Mind. Go boy.
Pull up that.
Hold on. Does it have some pop influence in it? I hear some tones, some kind of popish tones in it?
Yeah, man. Yo, you know, I always try to make the thing cross over. So, you know, I put that type of influence in there because I want it to be more than just carnival. I wanted to try to get it to the mainstream radios as well. I think it's full time that something with that authentic soca feel actually make it. It's not easy to do. I think the closest we've come to something with that authentic soca feel in it, like that backyard jam kind of thing, feel in the rhythm, like what my boy the Farmer Nappy do. The closest thing that got on mainstream radio like that was the KMC song, That Fire.
Soul on Fire.
Soul on Fire.
Yeah, but
that was actually after the Rupee. Yeah, that was after.
Yeah, but that had a more...
Big up to KMC, man.
Yeah, man, shout out the brother, man. A long time I see him, man. And the wickedest spiritual farm, a wicked voice, so shout out KMC.
Wicked.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's talk about the Afro beats now, and into Afro beats as well too. At least you know what I mean? Meshing with the African, you have the Suladi.
Yeah, man, Suladi. So Suladi is an African princess. Shout out my boy Young Al for the producer of the record. We have another record coming called Viral that you won't believe is me singing, but that coming as well after this record here for Paris. But he's a really good producer. He's on the record along with the brother Ice Prince Amani from Nigeria, really massive artist in Africa. Also, my boy Kevin Flores is on the record, major major Latin artists. That is. So, yo, check it out. It's a nice collaboration between myself and all these artists.
Right, right. When we posted the flyer of you being on this Instagram live tonight, some DJs reached out to me asking a question. I guess maybe you may still get that question today. What about Kevin Lytyle soca plates? Do you still do soca plates?
Yeah, I do dub plates all the time. What you're saying soca plates is dub plates, you mean still, right?
Dub plates, yeah, dub plates.
Yeah, dub plates.
Yeah. Soca plates. Yeah, I like it. I love watching it all this and all. It doesn't want to put the soca. They ring it and push it. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, all the time. I do dub plates all the time, but I don't do dub plates easily. Like, you have to catch me at the time of year. I work a lot with Danger Mentals out of New York to do dub plates because I don't like to do dub plates all over the place with everybody just one. It's a kind of like the time I have in the day enough for you come pay me, want to pay me $150 or $200 to that. No. So let me get a whole group of you together and we do one
session.
Yeah. That's what I just do. Once a year I just do it. So check Danger Mental and put yourself in. All right?
Goodness. Well, little boy, you was big, Kevin Lytyle, you're big, You're big, Kevin. You're big,
Another thing I would always say to me.
You're big, You're big.
Yeah, we wanna thank you for your time. Time is very important. We wanna thank you for your time here on the live this evening. Moving forward though, two things. What do you want to be remembered for, Kevin Lytyle? When the name comes up, Kevin Lytyle, what do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for making a difference, man. Somebody who made a difference. It's not even just about the music that I make, making a difference, but just the other things that I do, because everything that I do, I put a certain level of thought into it to help, not just for myself. Because when you do things only for yourself, it's very hard for them to be successful and for you to be happy about it, or you to get happiness out of it. It's very important that everything you do in life, you do for not just you, but for others, and to see others strive, and to see your world and your society and the people that come around you strive. And that's what I want to be remembered for, somebody who does for others,
Yeah, man.
And what about the vaccine?
I don't take two of that. I ain't taking no more.
Yeah, no booster.
What vaccine you took though?
What was it?
AstraZeneca?
No, Pfizer.
America, man. Pfizer.
Yeah, no side effects. So. Very, very good. No side effects. I was very happy.
Yeah, man.
Now, one person want to come in. Let me see. Someone wants to come in on the live real quick because we're about to end the live. So anyone wants to get in on the live real quick, not too long. With Kevin, this is the opportunity right here on the live here to the RKG and bass. Yeah. So let me see who is looking to come on the live. Which track is this, mate?
That is so lady. I like how you're slipping in. Let me love you there, man.
Thank you.
Break down the way. Yeah, man. Big.
All right, so we have a virgin on the live here. Feel free, Kevin Lytyle.
Respect.
First, I want to say good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
My name is Kevin. I'm also from St. Vincent.
Hey, nice. Your son or wait, you're trying to say Kevin Lytyle is your father? You didn't get that,
I swear to you right now, man.
Why you telling yourself? Why you telling yourself? Kevin, this is the first time I'm really actually meeting you in person, like
Yeah, man.
and I keep following you console and everything.
I appreciate it.
I think you know Kyron Batiste. That's my cousin. He's a
Oh,
singer.
yeah. I know Kyron.
Right. So we all in the business. So I think I know this dude, the bald head dude right there without the shades.
Mm.
All right, this.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Enough respect to you guys. I wanna say is like you guys keep up the good job that you guys are doing. I keep following you all. And keep up the good job. Keep up doing what you're doing. I mean, COVID in Vinci, trust me, it's not a nice thing, but not only in Vinci, but worldwide.
Trinidad. We have like 300 and something cases just today.
But here what happened now. I was born Vinci. I grew up in Trinidad. My mother is a Trinidad and my father is a Vincentian.
Like, nice.
Hold on again. I married to a Grenadian.
Yeah. He's a real Caribbean man, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Caribbean guy, man.
So they married to your neighbor?
He's an island tourist. Let's call me island tourist. So I fit in anywhere.
Nice.
Yeah. But I wanna big up Kevin Lytyle big time.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
Keep up the good jobs, man. Trust me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to up everybody in the live. All keep focus. Don't make this pandemic get all frustrated. Just go out and make sure keep your mindset good that you're gonna make it. Because you know what I mean, everything don't last for long. So
yeah, man. Thanks for the encouragement,
Thanks for the inspiration, bro. I appreciate it.
Because I mean I see what's going on. I have been let me share something with you guys. I'm originally from Sandy Bay. Kevin will know that.
Yeah, man.
I'm originally from Sandy Bay. I lost my home in the volcano. My father died 3 days after the volcano.
Oh my God.
A month after my father died, my big brother died.
Oh no.
You know, I'm here watching you guys, and it's like, let me just join the live and just to share a little piece of my.
Yeah. We appreciate you, man.
So that is why.
Stay up, man.
Yeah, that's why I want to tell the people in the comment and you guys to just don't make this COVID thing, the pandemic, get to you guys. It's just a matter.
You stay strong too.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you strong, brother. I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you sharing because you know what? I think a lot of us as human beings, we think that we have problems, eh? But when you hear the kind of problems that other people have, you say to yourself, damn. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that you share that, brother, because now there's lots of people out there who sweat into it because something ain't good the way that they wanted it to do. And when now they hear what you go through and still standing here today, they say, nah, I ain't got no problems. You understand?
Yeah,
Not even that alone. It just last year I signed divorce paper with my wife.
Oh my God.
Wow.
What does it end?
Wow. Well, bro, let me tell you something. You have a lot to be thankful for still because you have one of the most important. You have the most important thing, which is life. And once you have life, you have everything.
You're the winner.
Once your heart beating.
Once you wake up this morning,
Once your heart beating.
Yeah, man. Once you wake up this morning.
Thanks for sharing that, bro.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you.
No respect.
Yeah, man.
This brother is a song. If you're a songwriter, that brother is a song right there, man. That's a song right there.
Yeah. The man said he lost his home, he lost his father, he lost his brother, and he recently divorced.
That I think they said you're mad, you know.
Yeah.
And he's still standing, boy.
I mean, another thing too, Kevin and Base. I'm glad that he came on the live and said that because women talk to women, but men find it very hard to open up to men and tell them about the issues and real issues because
maybe he just wanted somebody to talk to. He just wanted somebody to talk to, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I go to a therapist already, I don't afraid to say that, because at the end of the day,
Serious?
yeah,
Yeah,
man,
man.
yeah. No, you have to share, you have to let things out. Because when my mother died, it was very difficult for me. And, we don't want to go down too much of a solemn note, but, these things, they affect you in a kind of way that you can't use words to describe. There's a feeling that is indescribable, and you have to literally find that person to lean on who's going to be there for you, listen to you, and you can express yourself and get it out. You got to get it out, get the emotions out, cry it out, and then get up and go again the next day. You know what I mean?
That's how we gotta do it. We gotta do it.
Well said.
All right, boy,
Mhm.
Kevin,
Well said,
boy.
well said.
Gotta love the
Well
line,
said.
boy.
Thanks again, Kevin. Appreciate it. Keep the link. Keep the link. We like to have you back on the live pretty soon again.
Yeah,
Yeah, man,
man. It's
respect,
long time I've been away and I miss me carnival. So this year I wanna play. Been seeing my son love you. I can't do it without you. For you, there's a special place inside my heart. I come in from my son, pulling the July sky. Cause what?
Yeah, man, respect.
Go for carnival. Boop, 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 boop,
I love
boop,
y'all.
boop.
Enjoy the rest. Enjoy the rest of your night. All right.
Respect.
All
Yeah,
right.
man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, boy. Big up international artists, boy.
Yeah, nice guy. Like I say, him and
Yeah,
Rupi,
boy.
two of the nicest guys you will ever meet, boy. Nice guys.
I watch now. You see, I appreciate about on the live. I realize a lot of artists now. They feel free to talk and express themselves because 10, 15 years ago, men studying, boy, if I say this, they go blacklist me, they go do
Right.
this, they go
Been
do
there,
that.
done that,
Look,
yes. Been there,
you know what I
done
mean?
Yeah.
So many things. And boys back PSP, we have this conversation all the time. It comes back to one thing. You just say it.
What?
Union, when it comes to the music, unify.
None. Crabs in a barrel. Crabs in that barrel. Somebody saying, yeah, well, look, I really need someone to talk to the same way. If so, anyone here can help me, I will really appreciate it. Like we had a session, but a talk to session, but we best do that next week.
Yeah. We can do that. We can maybe try to get a psychologist or something like that.
Somebody on the live there. I work on that for next week,
On the live, yeah. Basically, it was
men
nice.
Men need to talk.
Where bring back for my boy? You went to the cold down.
What I bring back for you?
We bring back for where?
You get a little something, man. Bring back something for your son. Get everything. That big man.
Oh boy. We're doing tomorrow for Diwali. We're gonna say Happy Diwali too. Happy Diwali.
Yeah. Shub Diwali to the Hindu community. Yeah, I go be home, man. Just getting back in things, unpacking and getting your mind back to this Trinidad, boy.
Like you bring back real thing, boy.
When you travel out, then you come back home. You gotta get your mind, back in the zone now, boy.
Yeah. I have to kind of get my mind back in a different zone just because recently, I work with DJ Q. DJ Q decided to embark on a new business venture to kind of expand his business, so to speak, a little more. So the 12 to 3, he's not able to do it anymore. I have a new DJ now, a DJ by the name of Selector Cardo, bad DJ too. You know what I mean? So I have a new DJ, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Out of OGS, pick up
you on in Snipes, or? Like, you on in Snipes, or? You on in Snipes?
I just have the man during the week, Snipes, have him on the Saturdays. You see, you like thing,
And on in Snipes, yes. That is a day, boy. You good. Watch me now, OG Genesis. You lose your DJ there, yes. When you get that taste of that 12 to 3, so it's pressure.
Right. Anyhow, it was nice. Follow base. Follow your Shuli RPG. Love life.
Love life. Christmas is love. Yo, day.
Yeah, boy. We are.